Oh my gosh, yeah, that is a good shot. So tell me about this. Did you plan to be on vacation?
Yeah, no, I definitely planned to be on vacation. I just didn't plan like when we were scheduled to record. I was like, oh snaps, I forgot. I mean, I normally like just normally record wherever I'm at. So
Right.
that's cool, you know.
And can you tell the people where you are, or is that too much intel?
Man, I'll give you the address. Y'all can pull up on me. We're having a good time. You know, it's no. I'm in Myrtle Beach,
Oh snap.
South Carolina. You know what I mean? North Myrtle Beach to be exact. If you're looking for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna see a lot of kneecaps and such. This is kneecap weather. People are pulling up, like the shorts are getting shorter and shorter as the month rolls in.
Oh, so no, like the kneecap. That's the men. You know, you looking at if you're looking for men, you're gonna see plenty of kneecaps.
Wait, what are you talking about? You're saying like you just see kneecaps on men? I'm seeing kneecaps on ladies too. I'm seeing kneecaps all over the place.
I haven't even noticed that women have knees, so I don't understand.
Now I don't understand. You don't notice the kneecaps on the knees of
I
the
mean,
ladies?
you're looking at the wrong part.
Oh man, okay, I see. I see. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I explore my eyes. They go all over the place. I may be looking at the eyebrows. I may be looking at the shoulders. Somebody sitting down, sort of thing. I realize something shiny. I'm like, oh, that must be a kneecap. I've been checking out kneecaps lately.
What's one part that's not like a typical part that men are like gawking about over women? What body part are you like attracted to that's not normal?
Honestly, the back of the kneecap. It's kneecap season, baby.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a very sensitive spot. If you touch it,
Because it's sensitive, so you like the back of the neck too,
yeah, it's cool too. Yeah,
in the armpit.
yeah. Anything that's susceptible to high tickles, I'm peeping. I'm peeping that.
Good.
And
Nice.
yeah. How about yourself?
For me, I like a thigh.
Okay.
Like I literally like to just hold a thigh. I could like go to sleep, just grab my girl's thigh, and go to sleep, and like squeeze the thigh. I don't know.
It's like a warm body pillow. I get it.
Yeah, and it's like very close to important parts, so it's like it's a good body part.
It's like you're playing security to the important parts. Is that what it's like? I want to be very close to it at all times at nighttime, just in case.
That's what I gotta tell the government. Like, this is not y'all's vagina, it's ours. Get out of there.
Property Ebonics. Welcome to Property Ebonics.
Yeah.
Summertime edition. Summertime edition. The sun is out. Alan is on a lawn chair on a patio, drinking a beer at 10:30. Well, no, are you at a different time for you? I don't know how that time works over there.
Let's talk about geography, Kirk. So Myrtle Beach is located in South Carolina.
Right.
Which is located on the eastern coast of the United States of America.
True.
Which is the same time zone that you're in currently right now, Kirk.
Damn, I feel like you just played me. I thought that was going to lead to you saying it was a different. I was like, okay, you on Mountain Time? Break it down. We on Central Time. No, we're on Eastern Time.
And the messed up part is, like, even after I said it was on the East Coast, you still thought I was going somewhere else with it.
I really did. I thought you were going to be like, yeah, it's 2 p.m. I watched football. I did my run. That's pretty cool. That's nice, though. That's a nice way to optimize vacation time. You wake up, have a beer. It's good. I like that.
It's leftover. So it's like, you know, like it's like a little bit I had from last night. I'm not gonna like pour out these three sips of beer. I'm just gonna drink it. You know what I mean?
That's a nice vacation move. Like you come outside, beer from last night. There may or may not be cigarette butt ashes in it. It's like I'm not gonna waste it.
I can bet my bottom dollar there will not be cigarette ashes in my beer. Okay.
Yeah.
I think cigarettes are disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about cigarettes either. I was around a lot of cigarettes this weekend.
What are you up to this weekend?
Oh, a topic that we'll end up talking about. Just wrapped up Musikfest out in Bethlehem, and yeah, it was a whole scene over there, man. You go into kind of just hanging out doing maybe whatever shows, mics, and then you go to like a festival where it's not just a comedy festival, straight up just music festival. And yeah, it is crowded. Every year I do it, I show up and I forget how crowded it is. Like when it comes to like the whole parking pass, driving through, having to get there on time. I'm like, oh, I'll have enough time, not realizing it's like an hour to get to the one spot. But it was fun though. It was I'm interested to hear the contrast between our experiences because you did it the week prior and I was on it for this weekend.
You think they're that different?
I imagine maybe a little bit. I feel like the first weekend of it, I don't know if it would be more crowded or not. Like, I don't know if it rolls over to the second weekend because it was super crowded here. The shows were packed out for like the main like 7 o'clock shows. But I'm curious, like for the first weekend, like how that was. I'm curious what your experience was with it.
Comedy wise, I feel like the 9:30 shows were the better audiences the weekend I did.
Yeah.
Like the 7 o'clock shows were like older people. They were like, there's a bunch of gray hair in the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the later show was more like lively, younger crowd that were hip. You know what I mean? They weren't just like, ooh, look at the pretty black kid tell jokes. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's like.
Is that what the 7 o'clock? What kind of that was a wild heckle? What a disturbing heckle from the 7 o'clock audience.
That's what they say to themselves. Ooh, look at the dreadlocked black boy up there chasing his dreams.
Are they trying to do a Jamaican accent? Is that what they're
That was my English accent. That's my British accent.
That is true though. Like I found the for Friday I did the 7 and 9:30. They were good. I found there's more of them in the 7 o'clock one because it's early, so it's more packed than 7 o'clock. But the 9:30, I'd say it's more fun because one, you just did the act prior, so like you kind of just did a dress rehearsal of it.
Yeah.
And the second one, you feel a little more loose. The crowd is a little bit more loose in general. So yeah, I would agree with that. It was definitely had a fun set. The second show, I was feeling before it, my energy was depleted. I was like, oh man, like I was in this weird spot where like I had eaten maybe like 6 hours prior, and I was like, don't do this mistake. You got to eat something. And literally it was like 3 people before me. I went out to a vendor, got a sausage, ate it. I told them no onions. They put onions on it. They were busy, so whatever. Ate it, had half a Red Bull. Oh my gosh. I can't remember last time I felt like I actively felt my body energizing. It was nuts. Like after I finished the sausage, I was hulked up. Like I was ready. Like I was, like when you're about to go on stage, it's like, oh, I don't even need to look at the notes. It's about to pop up. Like it was very much like that. So that was a cool thing of actually being able to feel the energy build up. So it was a good show.
I thought you were going to say your stomach like started acting up and you had to like go to the bathroom right away.
Oh no, man. I try to be strategic when it comes to eating before shows because I don't want to eat too much. And a lot of times it's like harder to eat before like a big show or whatever. Yeah. But like this one, I was like, all right, prep up for it. It worked out. And then they did the Tinder show. I don't know if you did improvised stand-up, I think.
Yeah, I did improvised stand-up where they threw topics out there. We, riff and make jokes on the spot about it. But I didn't do this Tinder show.
Oh, I'm curious about the improvised stand-up. The Tinder show. It was Aaliyah Brown. They pretty much they get real life Tinder profiles, and then they take certain words out of the bio, and you and your teammate have to fill in the blanks like a Mad Libs, and then the judge decides who has the better one for this one. So it was fun. It was cool. It's always interesting doing kind of like those improvised shows. The people were with it, so yeah, it was nice.
And that was at Steel Stacks.
Yeah, that was over at the Arts Quest Center. It was late. That's the main reason why I stayed in the area. I was like, I'm not going to be done until like 12:15, 12:30. And I have to be back here at 4 o'clock. So I just got Airbnb and yeah, it was cool.
Can't beat that. Yeah, man. The whole Musikfest comedy experience, it's always fun. You know what I mean? Like it's not your run-of-the-mill comedy festival. Like a lot of comedy festivals, they have you going all over a city to like bars and little venue spots. But this one was more like, you keep doing the multiple shows, people come, they come right to you. You know what I mean? You're in the actual festival. It's not just a comedy thing. You're around food, people, music. It's good, man. It's good. The food was good besides the jerk shrimp I got from this white lady.
Oh yeah.
That's where I messed up at. I was like, ooh, jerk shrimp with mango on top. This sounds delicious. I got it. I was like, man, if you don't get out of here with this gentrified Caribbean food.
Did she try to put on a Jamaican accent as well? Did she try to get that going?
As soon as I walked up, she was like, "Wagwan." I was like, "Bless up, sister."
It does sound good though. I didn't see that one.
It wasn't good. It wasn't. You can't. You really can't get like spice and flavor, jerk shrimp. You don't get that from.
Here's one thing I'll say about Musikfest and Musikfest organizers. If you're listening, you gotta get more like Jamaican vendors. You gotta get more. I didn't see any like oxtail. I didn't really see. I saw Asian noodle vendors there. I almost got those. That looked good. But I didn't really see anything like. I saw empanadas. I saw like the basics, but pretty much I just wanted oxtail. It would have been nice if there was some oxtail there. There was no oxtail. I saw no Jamaican flags. That would have been a hit. I feel like people would have loved it, but they did not have that there. Instead, it was just like 20 vendors all selling sausages, which is fine. But I feel like maybe make it 19 vendors, then one of them oxtail. That would have been nice.
You hear that, Musikfest? That's your goal for next year.
Yeah,
get some real Jamaican food up in there.
I'm trying to be one of the vendors in Musikfest. I've already been one of the performers, made that goal happen. Now it's time to be a vendor. We're going to sell Jamaican food, and we're going to do balloon animals.
Can you?
Still, I think that'll be nice.
Can you actually cook?
You were a pro. Okay. I've made a few Jamaican dishes. I made oxtail once. And it was pretty good. I was on back and forth on the phone with my mom while making it, so I had a guide. But yeah, I'm not like a big cook, but like the stuff that I do know how to make, I've mastered. I would say I have like 7 dishes that, like, if you need me on a Sunday, I can make it happen.
I think you just made me think about a great idea. You said you're making oxtails on the phone with your mom. How about an app that's a recipe book that has no recipes in it, just phone numbers?
Yeah. It's just for like people that know how to make the food.
Yep. You want to make oxtails? Here's 10 Jamaican phone numbers. You know what I'm saying? You want to make some spaghetti? Here's 5 Italian phone numbers and 5 black lady phone numbers.
That's not a bad idea. That's genuinely a very good idea. It could work side by side with like the retirement homes. Like, say, like if you're in a senior program and they have like the companionship programs where you say like, oh, well, you get to speak with people and spend time and kind of cure the idea of loneliness. You're helping people make meals and they just call you up. I don't know if we're can we copyright things via WebEx? Like, is that a thing that we can do?
I don't know.
We trademark this idea. This is a good idea.
I'm glad we don't get like millions of viewers, so nobody can steal this.
We may have to go half on this app. Just mail the podcast to yourself. That's fine. Yeah. Just mail this podcast to yourself. That's fine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, man. One thing that was a bit of a bad idea and bad hang up. The night ended kind of in a sour way last night at Musikfest. I don't know if this has been making its rounds yet, but there was a shooting at Musikfest right outside the Ice House.
What?
That's what I said. And then I
what
walked.
Happened?
Yeah, so the late show wraps up. Everyone's killing. Everyone. The late show wraps up. And then we go outside. And then we see, like, like when you're going over the bridge into like the main Musikfest with the vendors, and you have all the vendors there. It's blocked off. And there's like a bunch of different cop cars, ambulances, and we see someone like on a gurney being taken into the ambulance. And then apparently there's like, and Bruce Pratt, if you could look up, see if there's been an update since last night. because people were running. I shouldn't laugh at it, but it was like the idea of like people were like they scattered sort of thing.
Kirk's like, he's like, people were scared.
No, that's not what I meant by that. No, but it was just like it was kind of a wild scene. Like the stress hit in after a while of like at one point I tried to drive out and then I realized like, oh, this is barricaded. This will be a nightmare. So I drove back to the spot and I was like, okay, let me walk towards Ice House, kind of get an idea of what's going on, wait for everything to kind of die down. And then from there, you talk to people and people were saying something about a shooting. Then I bump into the comic Ryan Foster. He mentions that someone shot themselves. And then apparently other people are echoing that as well. So apparently that's like the tentative update from the word on the streets. Literally, someone shot themselves at Musikfest, but no official update has come in yet. At least I don't know, producer Pat, if you want to check that in and see if anything came up.
Crazy thing is, every time I go to places where there's a bunch of people, that's my first thought nowadays.
Yes.
Like my first thought is always like, this is like the perfect atmosphere for like a mass shooting. And it just sucks that this is where my thought process goes, man. Like, but to see is people get shot.
No, well, it's a very unfortunate, it's a realistic thing too, man. It's like I asked one of the organizers for it. I don't know if I should name drop their name or not, but they know what they are. I asked them like, hey, how do you feel like with organizing this with like a big event? And I was asking him more particularly about monkeypox. And then he noted like that was like, yes. However, like with everything going on, that's one of the main things that comes to mind. And one note is that they have FBI agents in plain clothes there. So they have security throughout these things when they have big events. And I imagine when this happened, people were on it pretty fast.
I wish I knew.
We do have an update from.
Oh, what does it say? What does it say?
Oh, okay. So from 11 hours ago, festival showed an area north side of the festival closed off by police tape and ambulance close by. Live camera showed two people who appear to be FBI agents, so they showed up. But the first update was there was a shooting, but have not yet to release further details on the nature of the shooting and how many people were involved. And the last update, which is 12:30 last night, is an isolated incident tonight at Musikfest. It was shut down as a precaution for the safety of the patrons. So they did shut it down afterwards. There's no known continuing threat to the public. This is active investigation. Yeah, so and then it just gives you hotlines and such. So they're not really releasing like the details of it, and it was an isolated incident. It seems like there's only one person that was injured, which seems like a bad thing to say, only one person. But that was the case. It was kind of wild to see, like coming out of the show, because you have like the little bit of the high of like, oh, I'm just performing or whatever, and then it's like, oh, everyone's like around and lights are going all over the place. It was nuts.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like, I know that they have FBI officers. It's too open. It's like you said, it's the largest non-gated festival in the country.
Yeah, that most definitely.
Which means there's no gates. You just walk in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Most music festivals, there at least a gate, people checking. No, this is just like, hey, come on in, y'all. You know, so it's kind of, that's why I was thinking about this. It's scary being out in them streets, bro. Like, when I was out in the festival, I literally went out, got food, and went back to the comedy thing. I didn't want to be out amongst a bunch of people, and no, I don't even feel comfortable.
Yeah. How much of that was due to the idea of an active shooter, or the idea of the monkeypox?
I was not thinking about monkeypox at all.
Really?
When I was out in the mix, in the crowd, I'm not thinking about monkeypox. I'm be honest.
Bro, like, pox was on my mind. Pox was on my mind.
But you outside though, right?
Yeah, but it's like contact. Well, like if you're opening doors, people are shaking your hand, like, great job, Kirk, we love you. I don't know, like there's monkeypox around my mind, man.
That's why I said to you before that, I'm not shaking hands. I'll fist bump.
Bro, in the moment though, in the moment, you don't like, so there's like when people like that, when it comes out of nowhere, like you turn your side and people have like a handout sort of thing. Sometimes you catch yourself. Yeah, well, that's still human contact. It's still body to body
Listen,
contact.
it's the monkeypox. How many confirmed cases are there in the country? Do you know?
No. And I've been willfully ignorant to it too. I know they declared like a state of emergency. I don't know what that necessarily entails. Um, your boy gets whenever I see one headline, I become a scaredy cat. So I'm
It's
like,
the
yeah,
thing, man. I think over the last 2.5 years, me personally, I'm just like tired. I'm just over it. So like, yes, I understand monkeypox is like a serious thing, but I'm not gonna not live. Like I'm living. Period. I'm living, bro. Like I'm traveling. I'm going to stuff. I'm doing things. I'm not letting the pandemics, the viruses, diseases stop my life.
yeah,
Not. So like, I'm gonna go to Musikfest, but I'm gonna be cautious and careful. I'm gonna go get my stuff and come back. I'm not amongst the folks dancing and I'm bumping and grinding with people. No, but I'm gonna go out there and get my jerk shrimp, and I'm gonna be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Monkeypox. I'm more honestly. I might be still more worried about COVID than monkeypox.
really, huh? Yeah,
Ain't nobody dying from monkeypox.
no, definitely not. I don't know the full. I know you get like I've heard like you get like fevers and all that stuff. I think there's a vanity element to it of like oh, if you're getting like large bumps on your face and arms, it's like all right, that's doesn't feel
Disgusting.
too jiggy. Your words.
It's disgusting. If you have listen, this is proper Ebonics. The views of Kirk and Allen. If you have monkeypox, hope you feel better, but it looks disgusting. We all know it does. Period. I don't want. Why do you look like Braille? It looks disgusting.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
I'm being honest. Does it look cute? Does it look attractive, Kirk?
Not to me. No. I definitely don't want the bumps and such. If for some people, I don't know. Maybe that's a thing, but yeah, no, definitely not. There's no real way. I was getting like stress hives, or at least I don't know what they are necessarily yet. But like I think because I moved into the new room in the apartment. Shout out to me for that. And my old roommate, such damn dust, so much dust, and I have a little bit of an allergy to dust. I've tried cleaning it all off, and I think I'm getting like allergic reactions. So like when I started getting a little bit of like on my back, I was like, oh, what doorknob did I touch? Sort of thing. But I think it's just random allergy hives or stress hives. I don't know yet. The allergist will tell me.
I think it might be the stress hives.
That's so damn annoying though, man.
Yeah, it's like anxiety. People like heart will start beating fast, right? And then they'll get anxious. Like, why is my heart beating fast? And now they're anxious, so their heart's beating 10 times faster.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with the hive. You may get a hive, but then you see it, you're like, oh no, what I got hive? And then you get like more hives because you like
it's just an annoying thing of like, oh, this minor infraction in life, like this thing that may be giving some stress leads to like a physical outcome of your body. I don't like that idea so much. Then it's like, oh, am I like not managing stress? Okay, where like I'm getting stress hives. I don't even feel that stress, but if it's resulting in hives, what's that about?
True. How do you this is a question I've been thinking about. How do you manage stress? What do you do, Kirk, to manage stress?
Yeah, try different things. Like I'll try to exert my body. Like if I'm like feeling like it depends on what kind of stress I'm feeling. Like if I'm feeling like tense, that's where it's like I have to lift like a bunch of weights or like run up and down the stairs at least like 15 times. I actually did that a little bit before this just to get the blood going sort of thing. But I find that helps. There's times where it just feels like so tense where it's like I gotta get this out of me, and working out helps with that. Sometimes writing, if it's like anxiety. However, and I actually would be curious to hear what people think about this. A lot of times, if you have like maybe like a reoccurring thought, or if some people that may have like more of the OCD side of it, I wonder if writing helps them in a way, or if it hurts them. Because a lot of times it's just like if you're obsessing over something and then you're just obsessing over it more, just through a different form. Is that helping you, or is it just kind of reinforcing the obsession?
Interesting. I'm not a writer to like relieve stress kind of guy.
Right.
So I'm not sure, but I can see where you're coming from. It's kind of like I don't want to. So people that like have alcohol problems, they like don't want to think about alcohol or even be anywhere near alcohol, but then they go to AA where all they do is talk about alcohol.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is this helping me or is it hurting me? You know what I mean? So I can kind of see how that could be a situation. I don't know the answer though.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. I may look up a study afterwards. I may just go to an AA meeting and be like, hey, is this actually helping you guys? Is this not making you a little thirsty?
They're like, no, sit down, grab me a beer out the refrigerator.
What are some things that you do for stress management?
Music. I listen to music a lot. Like driving and listening to music for me is like the combo that makes me feel good no matter what.
Really?
Driving is peaceful for me. Like I grew up, like we drive all the time from like Philly to Georgia, all to Harrisburg. Like, we drive a lot, right? So like it's just something that I've done all my life, and now that I'm older and I drive, like I love. It's just therapeutic for me. Like that's why when I had jobs, like I would work jobs that involved me driving. Like I would be a salesman where I drive on the highway hours each day, and I didn't realize it back then why I enjoyed it so much because it's so peaceful for me. Like it's therapeutic. I get to think about my day. Like I can even like when I'm angry, one of my favorite things to do is put on DMX. It's Dark as Hell is Hot. Like I love putting on that album because it like lets me lets me be angry, lets me yell, lets me get it out. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Like, it's just it's like I need, or like when I'm like in just like a depressed and just like sad mood, like I'll put on like some Erykah Badu and we'll like just vibe it out. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I really like to drive and listen to music. Like those two things really like calm me down. You know what I mean? Like help me out.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. And sometimes when people are feeling sad, they'll play like sadder music, kind of vibe with it. That's kind of wild.
I've heard the exact opposite though. I've heard people say not to do that. So like if you're sad, like put on like Pharrell's Happy. Like put on the exact opposite. So cheer yourself up. You know what I'm saying?
That's like the idea of like even if you're feeling a negative emotion, to smile regardless because your brain doesn't know the difference. So if you put on a smile, you're tricking your brain into releasing some sort of like, I don't know if it'd be dopamine or serotonin. Which you always feel like a madman if you're like upset about something and then like your eyes don't feel it. That's the thing. Like if you're like putting on a smile, your eyes aren't naturally smiling. It's only your mouth.
Yeah.
It feels maddening. it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'll let the emotions pass, but I'm not going to put the fake smile on.
Be like, oh, I just got to take it. Just doing that felt so wrong.
I know. Yeah. It looked wrong too. It also looked wrong.
Just stepped in dog poop. Oh man. Yeah, that seems kind of crazy.
That's wild, man.
I can't see that, but I was interested to see though how you handle stress. You know what I mean? I was talking to my homie a couple of days ago, and he was like going through like stressful stuff in real life. And what he said, it made sense. He was like, when I'm going through stuff, I just make sure I'm around comedy. Like he just be in the comedy streets, like for him. And I agree with that. You know, for him, it's like it's calming. It takes his mind off the real world. You know what I mean? Like he's in his bag, where he's comfortable and natural. You know what I'm saying? So like I could see how being in comedy streets could help your mental health. You know?
Yeah, no, it could definitely do that. A lot of times it may boost it if you do well. It's unfortunate if you're not feeling great. You do comedy, you bomb on stage. I don't know how if that helps or not. I don't. I'm like, oh no, this reinforces all those negative thoughts I had. Oh, nobody in this room wants to touch my hand. Like seems like there's a lot of that sometimes. But
I guess maybe if you're not doing well, maybe just hang around comedy. Maybe not go up, just hang around.
If you ever see like sometimes you go to mics and you'll see like a comic, they're like, no, I'm not going up. Maybe assume that's what's happening. They're like, yo, I'm having a stressful day. I'm not going to risk it by going on stage. I just need to be around comedy right now.
You know what? It's funny you say that because when I hear people say that, and I'd be like, yo, are you going up or you trying to go up? And they're like, nah, just hanging out. It blows my mind,
I know.
Bro.
Yeah.
I can't grasp my mind around it because I am literally trying to perform on every single show I am at. I don't care if I'm at a Broadway show and Dave Chappelle is performing. If I can get a chance to ask for a guest spot, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. So unless being around comedy is boosting your mental health that much, that's the only way I can understand that.
Yeah, say if you're not feeling the confidence and such of like getting on stage, or like the vulnerability that it takes to get on stage. I kind of get that. I actually, about 2 weeks ago, I was having just a rough day in general, just not feeling it, and I was like, I wanted to go to a show just to watch. I had in my mind like, oh, they may ask me to go up, and if they ask, I'm probably gonna like respectfully decline. But it was like, oh, I wanted to check it out, and then for future, maybe get booked on the show or whatever sort of thing. In fact, I had that in my mind. I was like, oh, if they ask, I'll be like, oh, I'm good for now, but you feel free to keep me in mind for the next one. The minute they asked, though, I was like, yeah, sure. Like, it's hard. It's like, it's for whatever reason, like I'm conditioned to like, if they're like, oh, do you want to get on stage? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Like I'm here. But yeah, I get that side of it. I just don't, maybe you and I are different in that way of like, if it's there and the opportunity is there, we're going to go for it.
There's people, not you, because you said yeah, but people, I don't think people value the stage time enough. Like,
regard,
people go on stage, they play around, they go to shows, people offer them stage time. They're like, nah, I'm just here to hang out. That stage time is valuable. Every 5 minutes I get on stage, it's 5 minutes of me being closer to my dreams. Like, me being 5 minutes better. I can't see any circumstance of a comedian being at a show and not wanting to be on that show. I don't understand it. Nothing, whatever happens on that stage, whether it's you do great or you do terribly wrong, I guarantee you that you go on that stage is a positive outcome, because if you do great. If you do bad, then you learn and you got better at it. You don't want to bomb, but that's when you learn the most stuff. Bro, I cannot, like, when I see people, when I go to shows and people ask me like, yo, you trying to get on? I'd be like, literally, it's my livelihood. Like, I want to get on every single thing. Why would I not? Like,
what about this circumstance? And I don't have a yes or no answer to this one. What is the circumstance? You're having a very rough day. Your tires on your cars are flat. You stub your toe. Your favorite show got canceled. You want to be around comedy. You go to a show. It's 12 comics on the show. The crowd is starting to die down after comic 8. And then at the end of it, Paul Reiser and Michael Blackson walks in the room. And then you're like, oh, wow, big names are in the room. And the host asks you like, hey, although the crowd is dying down and you're not necessarily feeling it, do you want to go on stage and risk bombing in front of Paul Reiser and Michael Blackson?
Absolutely. By you putting those people in the room,
really?
By you putting them in the room, there's no way I would turn down an opportunity. No way. I would perform in front of them, in front of 12 trash cans. You can look at someone, you can see comedians in a bad comedy environment, whether the audience is, the energy's low, it's not a lot of people, it's a bunch of comedians, it's a bad host. And even in a bad environment, a star is going to shine. So none of that bothers me. Like,
yeah,
I wish someone would come to a show where it's terrible, so y'all can see how good I'm gonna do and how much effort I put in.
Damn.
No matter what.
Oh, damn. That's a statement right there. That's it. I like that.
Once you put Michael Blackson into this equation, your equation was flawed. You should have kept him out.
Don't forget Paul Reiser.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
Paul Reiser. He was in Mad About You. He was also the scientist in Stranger Things. He's a stand-up comic. Like he was in Diners. He's been around. He's a known stand-up comic. I
probably know his face.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar. I don't really know white celebrities. It's like.
Here's the thing. Paul Reiser is Jamaican. He's not Jamaican. No, he's not Jamaican. No, that's, I agree. I'm with that. I feel like even in that situation, it's one of those things where sure, there may be a risk if you're not necessarily feeling it. I'm of the ilk of like, if say those particular people in the room, that's going to energize me in some ways. Also, if I don't perform, I feel like it's one of those things where later I will regret it on the drive back. Of like, oh man, I feel like that's something where it's like, that feels more like a missed opportunity, and I let my sorrows or fear fuel me, which is something I always try to avoid. So Yeah, in that circumstance, I agree. I would also get on stage. But I like your statement of like, even in a trash element, a star will show. Like that's cool.
I I only can speak from experience, bro. Like
Yeah.
I've done rooms where it's 5 people, 2 people. It don't matter. Like I've done rooms where comedians be like, "Oh, this audience is trash. This audience is trash." And I go up there and I rip it. I'm like, man, that was garbage. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
it was like, it don't matter, bro. Like I'm waiting for the opportunity. Every day I perform like someone in the audience is watching that's going to take me to wherever I want to go or help me get to where I'm going. Like I know too many success stories from comedians that I know that the smallest of shows got them their manager. The smallest of shows got them on a network TV show because somebody was in the audience. Like it's too much going on out here in these streets. People be like, no, I'll pass on the stage time. Okay, give it to me. I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like,
All right. With that, let's get some prop suggestions. I have a comedy based prop suggestion. So if it's cool with you, let's get prop suggestions.
Prop suggestions.
You touched on this a little bit, whether it be like rooms that are deemed trash and people turning on the room. Comedy people, you're on stage and you get very defensive. My prop suggestion to comics out there: just don't turn on the room. Like you can have fun with the room sort of thing, but don't let that dictate your performance. I've never, shouldn't say never, rarely ever see that work out where it's like, oh, that joke didn't work well, blame the audience, and then that leads to a better outcome. I've rarely seen that. It's usually just like, okay, well now you've kind of you scrutinize the audience and some jokes may work afterwards, but that's pretty much what you've done. You've went into full defense mode. I don't know if you've ever seen that work out, but I've never seen it, rarely seen it. So that's my suggestion.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think that you got to give whatever audience members are in the audience 100%. I think it's funny when comedians make fun of a room. Like, I like addressing the elephant in the room. So if it's just 3 of us in here, talk about it, make fun of it, we can move on. But I don't think you should like just be a sourpuss on stage because you don't like the environment or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
like,
playful.
Like Producer Pet said it. You got to be in the moment. You got to so like if you walk in and see 3 people, you got to speak on that.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily to say like just do your material and don't address anything that may be happening in a room. I think always do that, like be present in the moment. But there's a lot of times where it's like, whether it be like, it could be a packed room sort of thing, or like something that usually hits doesn't hit, and then you kind of turn on the audience sort of thing. I rarely ever see that work. I feel like you could maybe like address in a way where it's not a defensive or combative way. I guess seeing that, I don't like seeing that so much. Because then it kind of messes it up for some of the other comics afterwards too.
I think one thing that I like what comedians do is when they say when a joke doesn't work, and they'll be like, "It's not you, it's me." Like,
yeah.
Thank you. I needed that silence. I gotta fix that. I got work to do. I like when I see people do that. Like it's accountability, and it makes the audience feel like, okay, we're not crazy.
Yeah, I feel like there's ways to go around and play with it. But that was always just like a pet peeve of mine of like just turning on the audience. Sometimes the audience, it feels like you guys deserve this. But I feel like a lot of times just like do your stuff. Be like, if something doesn't go off well, then work through it. But you don't have to be it where it's like you the audience.
No, yeah, people. What Pat say?
Pat says, I went at a mic recently with a red pen and a green pen to mark which ones hit and which ones didn't. Well, I hope the red pen was not used, Bruce Pat. I hope it was all green pen season.
Bruce's Pat, no Pat like Christmas. Okay, that joke was lame. Okay.
Red, white, green. I understood it.
No, but the more and more I do comedy, the more and more I'm in the streets, the more and more I realize. I was talking to my cousin about this last night. There is a bunch. When I first got into comedy, there was like comedians that have been in the game for like 10 years,
yeah.
and they were all jaded, They were all like scorned. They weren't happy with. At the time, I didn't know this. They weren't happy with where they are in comedy. So now, next month, no, October, I'll be 7 years,
Nice.
and I'm getting up there, and I'm getting close to the 10 years, and I realize, oh, the people that were at the 7 and 10 year mark when I first started, they just aren't doing what they're supposed to do.
Mm.
And I watch it. There are people that are like been in this game for a while, and they just, they just go to the shows they go to. They don't leave their city. They don't try new mics, try new shows. They don't produce nothing different. They don't. It's just the same old. And you think that you're going to be on Comedy Central tomorrow? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know what it is. It's people that, and I'm saying all this because the conversation we're having about, shitting on rooms. Like, there's people that aren't really about this comedy life that are comedians and have been comedians for a long time. You know what I mean? And what I realize is a lot of people love the reaction and enjoyment they get from performing. They love the, oh yes, shower me with praise,
reward.
Right, but they don't love putting in the work. They don't love writing jokes. They don't love popping up at shows, asking for guest spots. They don't love the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when people go up there and they talk bad about rooms.
There's some people that, like, if that's their thing too, like if they're not necessarily like in love with comedy, it's just something that they do. I think that's fine too. I think it's fine. I think it's like what I don't think is necessarily fine is like if you become jaded about it, if it's like you're not necessarily putting in the work, but you want the accolades of like a Comedy Central sort of thing. It's like, all right, well, if you want that, there's certain things and steps that you take. Not necessarily say that it's a foolproof plan, but like there's actions that you would take to do it versus like you mentioned, like just staying in your city and such. But if it's like a thing where it's like you're doing it because you enjoy doing it, I think that's fine too. But I do see a lot of, I won't say as much now, but there were a fair amount of like comics that are just very much like about just the social aspect of it and just the negatives about it. And it's always like, well, there's other things that you could be doing if you wanted to enhance this experience, in my opinion.
And I feel like those are the same comedians that have problems with when the audience or the room isn't perfect. They just want to be like, oh, this isn't the comedy that I signed up for. You know what I mean? This isn't the show where everybody's showing me love. No, I actually have to be a genuine comedian, live in the moment, talk about how I feel. They don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's why when I hear people talk negatively about stuff like that, I'm like, oh, you're not really about this life, bro. You're not about this life. Like,
we will come up with a derogatory term, reward seekers. Rewards.
Reward seekers. I like
that. Sounds like reward seekers. Sounds pleasant.
They want what Kevin Hart said. Everybody want to be famous, but nobody want to put the work in. Mm-hmm.
Did he say that? I feel like that could have been so many other people. That Bob Saget could have said that. That could have. Muhammad Ali could have said that. That could be. I feel like a lot of people may have said that one. Yeah.
All right. I'll do my proper suggestion because we start talking about that for a second.
Yeah.
So proper suggestion. This is something that I haven't been wrong once about this. Everybody, if you're in need for a quick meal, you don't feel like cooking, every single grocery store has prepared chicken already.
Facts.
Fried chicken. They even do like rotisserie baked.
Yeah, shout out to the bake section. Yes.
It's pretty good. But I'm telling you, I've been to a lot of supermarkets and I've gotten the prepared chicken in the clutch. And the crunch hasn't let me down once, man. Like
crunch hasn't let you down.
The prepared chicken, like you can put you can put a little bit of hot sauce on it. At Giant, the prepared chicken is $6.99.
Bro.
For a whole little chicken joint. Like
I just picked up like a 75 pack of chicken wings. Or no chicken wings, just a chicken platter at Giant for work. It's like just came in with like 2 large trays. It does come in clutch. That is a good suggestion.
Yeah. I haven't look, we're past it. Albertson's fried chicken. Listen, I haven't seen one. I don't know who. Every grocery store chain got a gang of black ladies in the back just frying chicken. They have to. You know what I mean? I haven't had one miss yet.
Yeah, no, those are pretty solid. I'll go with the fried chicken on occasion. I'll go with sometimes the baked as well. And even sometimes they have like non-chicken ones. Like shout out to Wegmans if you're around Wegmans. But if you're like on your vegetarian tip, they got sushi. They got prepared sushi, and they have like actual chefs come and make it, all that. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. Quick, don't get in the habit of doing it nonstop because it gets kind of pricey after a while. I learned that. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing. I'm probably going to end up doing that. I'm going grocery shopping today, and usually when I go grocery shopping, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be making these things. However, I'm kind of tired from grocery shopping. Let me get something quick so I can just like eat this and play some UFC 4 and then do whatever it is that I want to do afterwards. So that's going to be the plan for today.
Yeah, there you go, man. They also get the they make the little cornbread too. Some of just got the cornbread rock.
Trust me. Oh, I know. That's yeah, man. That's always a good side on it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely. That's always. I never failed me every time. Like, man, what am I going to eat? One time I bought chicken to fry, and was like, nah, I'm gonna buy this too. I'll do something else with that chicken. This is going to be for tonight.
Yeah. What do you have lined up for the rest of your vacation? You got any like activities? You gonna do like a paddle boarding? Catch some beavers?
So I'm looking like the beach is right there. Like
I see the reflection. I smell the salt through the WebEx.
Do I want to do this? No, I'm not going to do it. It's too much. The tripod's like trapped between my chair and the thing. I wasn't going to turn the camera. It's too much.
Oh, you froze up for a little bit. Now you're fast forwarding. Oh my goodness, that was a wild. What I saw was wild. Just now, I know you were living in the moment, but what I saw was. That was crazy.
I was going to move the camera, but then it was like to show you the beach and the view. But yeah. Check my IG story. It's the same view, but I can't. The tripod, the way the tripod is in between my chair and the balcony, I can't turn it. But yeah, you just cross the street, go to the beach. So I'm probably going to live there this week.
Nice.
Yeah, we got to do. I got a meeting with a restaurant down here about some comedy that I had set up.
Nice.
A while ago, and it was just so happens that like I wasn't even trying to do it. I was setting up a show in Delaware. And the spot in Delaware also has a location here. And I was like, yo, I'm going there next week. You know what I mean? So like, I'm going to go over there, holler at them. And then they'll give us like a little brewery tour. And they got like fireworks after that. So we can do that tomorrow. But yeah, got the water park, probably do the water park, probably do jet skis.
What? Oh my God. Like, you're doing everything.
Yeah, we get
jet skis involved.
Yeah, bro. What? I'm here for 7 days. Like, I'm not just gonna sit in the crib. Like we get busy. We normally we like fishing, crabbing, do all that kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Damn, man. That's one thing.
Hope that's good time, man. Hope it's nice.
Oh, I can't see you. Wait, what time is it? What time is it? Can you see me?
On Pennsylvania time, it's 11:30. Your time, I'm not too sure. Maybe like 5:56. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Not somewhere for
I said it's on the East Coast. Kirk was like, can't wait to hear what time this is.
Multiple layers of different times in the East Coast.
Yeah, but no, I was telling my kids though, like I just want to travel and do comedy, like enjoy myself, bro. Like the way I got set up right now, like I ain't rich, but I don't got ask nobody for no PTO days. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I just slide, and that's how I liked it. And so, yeah, I suggest everybody go to the beach, get your feet wet, step in some sand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I may be going to Vermont for a solitude trip this weekend. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about it. Like, it's the place is set. Like, I'm good to go. It's just a matter of renting a car, and then it's like I didn't really plan it out enough, so it's like I didn't have time to like invite anyone. So usually I'm like, oh cool, solo trip. However, I've been spending a lot of time solo, so I'm like, I don't know, this may be a recipe for just for being in your head, but in Vermont edition. So may do it. I'm gonna look at the rent-a-car stuff this today actually. Yeah, it's the weekend, and then from there maybe pull up at Vermont, see what it is. Who knows? Maybe show up on Friday, see what kind of show they have in the city, pull up at a Vermont show. I'll figure it out.
That sounds like fun, bro. I've never been to Vermont. You should. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. I one day, who knows, man? Because it's like the place is there. It's my mom's lake house, Shout out to my mom. Born in Jamaica, now she has a second house in Vermont, a lake house for her. One day, who knows? I was thinking like we'll do like a proper Ebonics trip to Vermont. That would be kind of cool. Like producer Pat Allen goes to Vermont, and we do proper Ebonics things. We'll see though.
Producer Pat, are you free next weekend?
it's
He said, "Yep."
Well, it's just 2/3 proper Ebonics. You'll be on the show with Charles and Audrey, I believe.
Oh, I am.
It's
Yo, I be forgetting. That's my show. Yeah, I'm headlining that, John.
Yeah.
Me and Charles, Audrey Marsh, we're gonna be at Wacker Roadhouse, right outside Lancaster and Willow Street. It's like 10 minutes. It's literally the name of the town is Willow Street, so it's like it's right there. It's 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then that's Saturday, August 20th. You know what I mean? So if you're hearing this, come through. And then Monday, August 22nd, I'm gonna be down in Bel Air, Maryland, at L Craft Brewing. Nice. Yeah, some of my Baltimore homies gonna be there. So yeah, we'll have fun. Yeah. So this is just I'm not. It's interesting for me because like I like to like practice before like bigger shows. Like I'm headlining, so I'm doing 45 at least. So I like to practice all week, but like all week I'm here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like they gonna get what I got, and I think it's gonna be a great time because I don't think I'm gonna be so pressed to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I can't wait to hear your jet ski material. That's gonna be so nice.
Listen, I'm already thinking about something because the one year, well, I was around me and my daughter, and she almost fell off. Yeah, we gonna have some jokes here. We gonna talk about it. we got some stuff to talk about, and I got another. I got another rat joke, man. I told you I got attacked by a rat, bro. So like,
yeah, that's a nightmares come true.
Bro, look, my girl was like, because the rat like ran right at me, and I had like jumped in the air and like was holding onto my car, like trying to kick at it, and like it like scurried and ran away. And my girl was like, "Did the rat touch you?" And I'm like, "No, it didn't touch me. Like I jumped." She was like, "Well, if it didn't attack you then because it didn't touch you." I'm like, no, that's not fair. If a man walked up to you and started swinging, but you dipped it, you're not gonna be like, well, he didn't hit me, so it's not an attack. Like, no, that rat is a felon. Like, that is an assault.
That's good bit.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
Thanks, man. Cool, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your trip. Perhaps next week I'll be in Vermont. We shall see. And if you're listening to this, thank you for listening to the vacation edition of Proper Ebonics. Like, subscribe, continue to listen, share with your friends, and be well.
Nice.
Peace.
Peace. Thanks for watching.